Welcome everybody. It's been a long time since I made a YouTube video, but there is a special reason, of course, to make one. Let's do a little yoga together to support India. So join me on the mat, let's do some yoga, and please leave a donation, anything you can miss, and I'll make sure that it comes into a good fund for India. So come sit in any position that works for you. If you want to, you can close your eyes. You can also keep your eyes open and maybe stare at the floor. And then let's start with taking a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh the breath out. And you can do that 2 more times. Deep breath in. Last time. And then feel the ground underneath your hips and allow your sitting bones to drop into the floor. Become very aware of the ground underneath your body that holds you. And from there you imagine how the spine starts to lift up. You lengthen through the spine, you keep the back of the neck nice and long, the crown of the head lifted. And gently you draw your shoulder blades a little bit towards each other, so the chest is allowed to open. And the shoulders, they drop away from your ears. Allow gravity to help with letting your arms be heavy. Your face is really relaxed. All the muscles around your eyes are soft. Your jaw is soft. And then you place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. And as you invite the breath to float into your body, notice how first the belly starts to be filled with air. How you start to almost breathe into that lower hand, belly gently coming out. And maybe imagine how the breath gently moves up, fills the rib cage. And finally lifts your chest a little tiny bit, allows the breath to float into your hand. And then you notice how the breath falls back, the chest drops, and the belly slowly draws naturally in. You don't have to do that. It's what happens. And another breath. First you feel it in the belly, slowly coming up like a wave. And the wave moves all the way up towards your upper hand into the chest. And then you breathe out and you feel how the chest gently falls back down. And how your belly gently draws back in. And start to notice how you are not doing this breath. This breath is here, breathing you. And you allow this breath to move your body. And you start to notice that with each in-breath, just as the belly becomes more spacious, you start to imagine how the whole body becomes more spacious. And as you breathe out and you feel how the wave makes your body draw back in, you notice how the whole body has this moment of softening, of turning back where it came from. Now let's start to put this principle into movement. So very gently you can bring the hands together in front of the chest. And you can open your eyes if you like to. And on the in-breath, again, you allow the breath to float in, to fill your body with space as we felt in the belly and the chest. And as you breathe out, it gently falls back, it gently comes together. And can you make that shift of allowing the breath to become first? It's the breath that allows the body to open, to invite space. And it's the out breath that allows everything to come back to the center, which is both relaxing and very strong. Last time, breathing in. Invite the space into the body, invite the breath into your body. And breathing out, allow it to find its own way out. Now let's do it with a different movement. Breathing in, lifting and lengthening, allowing the space into the body, into the spine now. And breathing out, draw the lower belly gently in, rounding the spine. And again, breathing in, making space. And out. And you can gently start with a soft ujjayi if you want to, if it works for you. Breathing in. And breathing out, rounding. Nice. Breathing in to open up your arms. And breathing out, placing the fingertips behind you. Breathing in, open the chest, shoulder blades slightly towards each other. And breathing out, draw the lower belly gently in, rounding a little bit. And again, breathing in, making space, open the chest. And breathing out, draw your lower belly in, tickle your core muscles. Just allow them to wake up. Last time, breathing in. And breathing out, letting go. Now lifting up the right arm, breathing in. And breathing out. Nice. Breathing in, lifting the chest up towards the ceiling. And breathing out, draw the lower belly in and up, folding forward. And it's still the breath that moves you. Breathing in. And out. Last time in. And out. And then you lift up both arms all the way high. And breathing out, move to the other side. Breathing in, let the breath almost lift you up. And let the out breath fold you forwards. Still, keep thinking about those waves, right? These waves, that is our breath actually lifting on the in-breath. And drawing back on the out breath. Last time in. And last time out. Now both arms all the way up. And then placing the hands behind you on the floor. You can place the feet in front of you. And start to press hands and feet strongly into the floor. And even before you lift yourself up really high, you feel how your muscles are starting to take over. So make sure you're not going to hang out here, but really press into the floor. Use gravity, fight against gravity to open up. Really actively connect to the ground. You can only lift up if you have something to press away from. And then breathing out, gently making your way back down onto the floor. Now you come onto your hands and your knees. Spreading out the hands really wide. Wrists under the shoulders. Now you curl the toes under and you press your hands and feet down into the ground, just like we did before. But this time you lift the knees a little bit up. And you can draw the lower belly a bit in to round the spine gently. Now breathing in, allow the spine to lengthen. Lift up the chest, lift up the tail. Breathing out, press into the floor. Draw the lower belly in, rounding the spine. And it's the in-breath that allows you to lengthen, to make space. Last time, breathing out, pressing into the floor, tickling your muscles and feel your muscles alive in the body. And then coming back one more time. Making the spine nice and long. And then you come back into your neutral spine. This time, you keep the toes curled under. And you press the floor away, but you keep the spine nice and long. You bring the hips over your ankles. Keep the spine nice and long. And you start to lift your hips up. And you keep the spine nice and long. Nice and long. So first go for this nice and long spine. And it's okay to keep the legs bent for a while. Just go for that nice and long spine. That's the most important thing. And then you can gently maybe walk your legs, play around with the legs, completely in your own way. And maybe you want to keep your legs bent. That's perfectly fine too. Maybe you want to stretch them out. It's all good. Find your own way. And then from here, you gently start to walk forwards. And you bend your legs pretty deep, allowing your head, neck and shoulders to relax. And then you press your feet strongly into the floor, connect to the ground, feel the strength in your upper legs. As you carry your own spine up, as you build your own spine all the way up. Nice, walking towards the front of the mat, breathing in, lifting the arms up and stretching out the body nice and long. And breathing out, folding forward. You can always bend your legs here. Now you step the right leg back, staying here. Breathing in, reach the crown of the head forwards. And breathing out, press the feet down, draw the belly in, rounding the spine. Breathing in, lift and lengthen. Really think the heel back and the crown forwards. And breathing out, draw the belly in, press your feet into the floor. Last time, breathing in. It's the in-breath that makes space in the whole body. And the out-breath collects everything back to the center. And right now, that's your core. Last breath in, staying here, keeping the right hand on the floor. Breathing in, left arm up. And on the out-breath, you bring it back and down. And again, breathing in. And out. Last time, breathing in. And out. And then you place your hands onto the ground and the back knee onto the floor or onto a blanket. If you have a blanket, be nice to your knee. Pressing the front foot into the floor, breathing in to open up, making space. And breathing out, folding forwards. Think about that wave again. Breathing in, press the floor away, lift and lengthen. And breathing out, gentle, soft spine. Last time, breathing in, making space. And breathing out, hands onto the floor. Now curl the back toe under, stretching the legs. Breathing in, lengthen. And breathing out, back into your downwards facing dog. And you take a deep breath in. And a nice and long breath out. Now breathe in, coming to a high plank, parallel towards the floor. And on the out breath, you bend the knees just above the floor. Breathing in, press the floor away to lengthen the spine. And breathing out, gently land in your down dog, either down dog that works for you. Let's go the other way around. Take a deep breath in. And on the out breath, knees just above the floor. You can even bend your elbows a bit too if you like. Breathing in, shoot into your plank, long extended spine. And breathing out, press into the floor, back into your downwards facing dog. Deep breath in. And a nice and long breath out. Walking the feet towards the front of the mat. And again, you bend your legs deep. You press your feet into the floor, and this time you come up into your Utkatasana pose, the chair pose. Making sure the knees are not too much forwards. You can still see your very own toes wiggle, lifting up the arms. Breathing out, press the hands down, press the toes down, lift up the heels. And breathing in, drop the heels and lift the chest. And again, breathe out. Breathe out as you press down, grounding, connecting. And breathing in, drop the heels and open the chest. Last time, breathing out. And breathing in. And then you bring the hands together. You press the feet down to stretch the legs. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Really stretch out, lengthen the whole body nice and long. And breathing out, coming forward, stepping now, your left leg all the way back. Lengthen through the spine, first on the in-breath. And it's the out-breath that draws the belly in, makes your feet press down, rounding the spine. Breathing in, drop the hips, reach and lengthen. And breathing out, press into the floor, draw the belly in. Last time, breathing in. And breathing out strong. Then you breathe in, you lengthen the spine, the heels goes back, the crown goes forwards. Left hand on the floor and the right arm floats forwards and up. And breathing out, bring it back and down. And again, breathing in. And out. Last time, breathing in. and out. Breathe into, lengthen the spine first, and breathe out. Place the knees on the floor or on a blanket. Press the front foot into the ground, breathing in, lifting up, and breathing out, gently folding forwards. Breathing in, press the floor into the ground, open the chest, and breathing out, gently moving forwards. Last time, breathing in, space into the chest, super strong legs, and they press down to hold your spine, and breathing out, hands onto the ground. One breath in, stretch the back leg out, lengthen through the spine, and breathing out, downwards facing dog. Taking a deep breath in, and a nice and long breath out. And again, breathing in, find your plank. Breathing out to bend the legs, the knees just above the floor and the hips above the knees. And then press down and breathe in to lengthen that spine. Breathing out to drop your heels maybe a little bit towards the floor. Take a deep breath in. And breathing out, knees just above the floor. Fighting gravity here. Breathing in, shoot into the plank, heels back, crown forwards. And breathing out, back into your downwards facing dog. Deep breath in. And a nice and long breath out. Gently walking the feet forwards. Bending the legs pretty deep. And lifting back up into your Utkatasana chair pose. Breathing out once again, press the hands down, press the feet down. Heels move up. And breathing in, lift and lengthen. One more time, breathing out, pressing down. And breathing in. Great. Now breathing out, diving forwards once again. Breathing in, you can keep the legs bent. Breathing in, lifting the chest, either legs bent or stretched. And breathing out, right leg back once again. This time, you place the back heel towards the midline of the mat. And you lift up into your warrior one. Yes, super strong legs, opening up the chest. Breathing out, the back little toe stays rooted down as you fold forward. Breathing in, press the floor away. Lift and lengthen up. And breathing out, gently coming forwards. Last time, breathing in. And then you open into your warrior two. Strong warrior pose. Breathing in, lifting up both arms, front toes, lift up. And breathing out. One more breath only. Breathing in. And out. And then you reverse the warrior. Press the front foot strongly down into the floor. And breathing out, cartwheel your hands around the front foot. Breathing in to lift the back heel up. And breathing out, downwards facing dog. Breathing in, coming into the high plank. And breathing out, knees just above the floor. Breathing in to lengthen the spine first. The legs follow later. Breathing out, knees just above the floor. You can bend your elbows too. Breathing in, shoot into the plank. And breathing out, back into your down dog. Walking the feet forwards gently. Breathing in to come into your half lift. Breathing out, bending the legs. And it's the in-breath that lifts you up into your Utkatasana. And we go on to the left side straight away, breathing out, coming forwards. Breathing in, finding your half lift in your own way. Breathing out, left leg back, turning the heel towards the midline of the mat. Press the feet down and it's the in-breath that lifts you up. Breathing out, folding forwards. Breathing in, lifting up. Opening the chest, making space. Breathing out, back a little toe, root down as you come forwards. And breathing in, lifting up. One more time, breathing out, coming forwards. And breathing in, lifting up. Opening into your warrior two pose. Making sure your knee moves straight forwards. Don't allow it to drop inwards, but move it almost towards the little toe. And then breathing in, press the floor away, lift the front toes. And breathing out. Two more times, breathing in. And out, and you're still that wave of your very own breath. It's the in-breath that picks you up almost. And the out breath that grounds you down. And then you reverse the warrior. Open the front side of the body, breathing out. Cartwheel your hands around the front foot. Breathing in to lift the back heel up and breathing out, downwards facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a nice and long breath out. And then you breathe in to bring the knees onto the floor. You breathe out to stay here. You breathe in to bring the right knee to the right wrist. And you breathe out to bring the back left little toe towards the floor. You open the chest. And you keep space in the front of the body as you gently come forward, completely on your own way. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe you want to use a pillow. Maybe you want to use your fist to lean your forehead on. Find your own way of pigeon, and if this is not comfortable for your right knee, if it hurts your right knee in any way, then you come out of the pose, you follow me, otherwise you stay in your pigeon. But for knee issues, you come to lay onto your back, and you place the right ankle over the left thigh, and then you gently bring the knee towards you, and you grab the back of your thigh and slowly pull the leg towards you. Keeping that right foot active to protect the knee. You can find your own way. You can even play around with stretching the leg or whatever fits you. And as you are in this pose, even though we don't move anymore, the breath still does. These waves of your breath keep coming and going. So really notice how every in-breath allows your whole body to expand, to open. Maybe especially in the places where it feels a little bit more tight. And every time you breathe out, there's this gentle drawing in, which also allows your body to soften, to relax. Shoulders and face and jaw and hips. Last breath in and out. And then gently coming out of the pose, coming back onto your hands and your knees, curling the toes under for a moment, breathing in, stretching out the body nice and long, and breathing out, placing the hands back onto the floor. Bringing the left knee now to the left wrist. Gently stretching the right little toe all the way back to the ground. And again, you first take an in-breath to open the front of the body. And you keep that front of the body nice and long as you come forwards, completely in your own way. And again, if your left knee hurts now, you come to lay on your back. And then it's now the left ankle that you bring on top of your right thigh. And again, you can focus on the waves of your breath coming and going. Every in-breath making space in the entire body. And every out-breath allowing this sense of softness to come over you. And you can imagine how the breath especially moves into that areas where it feels a bit more tense or dense. And then you can imagine how the breath floats into that specific area, how it makes space there. How that area opens a little bit more. And how on the out breath it relaxes and releases a little bit more. Last breath. you gently come out of the pose, placing the hands onto the ground. Back onto your hands and your knees. Curling the toes under once again. Just breathing in, stretching out the body. Nice and long. And breathing out, placing the hands and knees onto the ground. Uncurling the toes for a moment. And then you can come to sit in your very own way. Placing the soles of the feet together. And you open the chest, you make space in the upper body. And you breathe out and you fold forwards. And you're not going to stay there. On the in-breath, you will lift back up, draw the belly in. Open the chest. And breathing out, gently folding forwards. As deep as works for you. Last time, breathing in. Massaging your spine gently and breathing out. And then you find a forward fold that fits for you. You don't have to go all the way forwards. Maybe you want to have a pillow in between your head and your toes. Maybe you want to come all the way forwards. Find your own way. And you stay into your forward folds just for a few breaths. Now, if for any reason you cannot bend forwards because you have a tense back, or maybe you have a herniated disc or anything else which makes it not possible for you to fold forwards. In that case, you can lay down on the ground and you can bring the soles of the feet together. And you can grab your feet or your ankles or your shins and find the pose from a different angle actually. And in this way you can keep the spine nice and straight, nice and long. And for some people it's nice to place a pillow under their heads in this pose. And then you can do that. If you have the throat opening too much. And you just allow the waves of the breath to come and go. In your very own way. And you take 2 more breaths without any hurry. And after that, you gently roll back up the spine. You place the feet onto the ground and you roll your spine down. You come to lay into the very last pose, Shavasana pose. You can stretch out your legs if you like. You can always place a pillow, a little blanket under your head, maybe something under your knees, maybe a blanket, maybe an eye pillow. And let's start with a deep breath in. And sigh the breath out. With a sigh, with a little sound. And you can do that once again, breathing in. And out. Last time in. And out. And then just for a few rounds, you breathe in through the nose. You allow the breath to find its own way. You don't have to choose the rhythm. And you breathe out through a little bit of space in between the lips. Just allowing the breath to float away through the lips. In through the nose. And out through the lips. Maybe you can even feel the sensation of the air floating along your lips. And then you can let go of that breath and allow the whole body to drop into the ground. Giving yourself full permission to do absolutely nothing, just for a few moments, maybe minutes. Allowing all your muscles to melt now. And you can stay here as long as you like. Take your time. And after the practice, you find your own way to gently make your way out of the pose. And I thank you for practicing, and I hope you'll donate for India.